Good evening and welcome to the Pizza Roundtable, part of the I Need Pizza Club network. We talk about the pizza news and goings on in the general pizza community. I am one of your hosts this evening, Jim Mumford, joined by the legendary Anna Crucitt. Anna, hello. How are you? How you
Hi.
been?
Good. It's been a minute. How are
It
you?
has. Good, good. Yeah, we haven't hopped on in a while. So, I mean, we've been jet setting out to Vegas, some of us, so
Yes.
that's been part of it. But overall, good. I see you're rocking the brand tonight. Love to see it. So
Always.
always, right? You have
Always.
to.
Shameless self
And
promoter over
I
here.
saw you just got named to a like best restaurants in Pittsburgh list that came on my
Oh.
IG. I'll have to forward that to you if you didn't see it,
Yeah,
but
I
you know,
did.
must scenes.
It was an article written by Howe from the Post Gazette, and he picked his top 13 favorite or
That's what it
top
was.
12 favorite pizza shops, and he definitely has an eye for it. So
Yeah,
we were on the list. I was super excited to be included in that.
absolutely. A lot of great pizza makers. I mean, you're a legend, so of course you should be on the list. And you
Oh,
and I didn't see
yeah.
Permanente Brothers on the list. A little disappointed in that. Sorry, that's an obscure callback to a different list, but
I did just go to Permane Brothers. I did not order a pizza. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even
oh,
see it on the
you got
menu.
one for the
Got
right.
myself a sandwich.
So what do you go with? What's your go-to? We're going very Pittsburgh specific here, but what's
Mm.
your go-to?
Just like the Pittsburgher, it has
Yeah.
different deli slices on it. There's French fries, coleslaw. Their coleslaw is
Well,
great.
yeah. Oh, it's French.
Mm,
I like their French fries. Their French fries just shovel
yes.
it in, and they do one's kind of like a Reuben. I forget what it's called,
Oh
but
yeah.
that's my go-to. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Yeah, it was great. And I got down to the city before the draft, so I won't be
Oh,
there
it's fun.
for 3 weeks because
Right.
you can't get near that place.
You couldn't catch any Pirates games. Cubs were in town. You took 2 or 3. Congratulations. We're getting very Pittsburgh
Did
specific
hear
here.
that. I
Yeah,
did hear
I
that.
heard
No,
that.
I don't generally frequent, PNC Park,
PNC, you should. It's
but I
beautiful.
did walk past it.
Okay. You go over the Clemente Bridge and
I did. I was doing a tour of the city with
oh,
my nieces and nephews. We did a scavenger hunt,
nice.
and I had no idea that it was the Pirates' home opener.
What festive time
It was like we were
down the rivers.
crowded on the little train, and we went on the incline. Everything was, like, bustle in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
I'm sure it was
Every
hot.
person was wearing Pirates. We were like, "Missed the memo," but we're
Nice.
here to enjoy the city. We got to see the stadiums. We got to see them
Nice.
building the draft stage, which was super
So
cool.
fun.
Yeah, it
Nice.
was
Do I
neat.
pass my Pittsburgh? Like I've been there enough. I can
You
pass. I
I
know.
feel like
I know the
you
city
could move
very
right
well.
in.
Yeah, there we go. So we mentioned it, Pizza Expo a couple weeks ago. We haven't fully unpacked it here.
Oh,
I know it's a big time for you. You did a gelato demo, correct?
yes.
Tell us about your favorite flavors. Hopefully everything worked. I know it did. I saw it on Instagram, but um, it
Yeah, it
a
was
fun.
it was a success relative to my efforts in Columbus in the fall. I did a demo on unique gelato flavors, and I could only get 3 done. I was really hoping for 4, but it was only an hour, so it was a
That's
little bit
tight.
tricky. My goal really was to start with just like a base recipe, and then how do things that you add to it change the elements of it, like,
Right.
the solids and the liquids. So I talked a little bit about that. 3 flavors I made were a olive oil cake.
All day.
So it was like a citrus olive oil cake. It was absolutely delicious. I was very happy with it. I made a hot honey chai, but I just call it a spice chai because like the honey wasn't supposed to be the highlight. It
Star.
really was the chai, but like I like a spicy chai.
We
And
have
so I
to.
feel like
It's
that
got to
was, like,
bite
very
back.
warm and aromatic, and it was great, and then the other one I did was, like, a yogurt with a wild berry, which okay, so all of these flavors I'm talking about, are they unique?
Eh,
They're different. They're not something that you're gonna, like, walk into a gelato shop and really usually see, so to
No.
me, that's unique. But I said in my demo, like, I don't love unique flavors. So it's funny that they asked me to do a demo on it. And not that I don't love them. I think there is an element of marketing around getting people to
Oh
come
yeah.
in because of it. But I don't know that that's why they come back. I think they come back because you do something well. And
Right.
so or they're like, "Oh, I loved the spice chai. I'll have the salted caramel truffle."
Right. Which
So
again slaps. And the one thing from your demo that I saw, right, is again chemical engineer here. The mix-ins change it a lot. You just don't throw some stuff in and pray, right? There is
oh,
a
no, yeah,
literal chemistry to it
yes.
that is right. The citrus and olive oil is going to play completely different than the honey and the like. This is like peak stuff, and for you to do that on the fly is really cool and so hard. And it
Yeah.
turns out great. You make it look easy, but all
Well,
the props.
that is the other element of it, like, I know what I'm looking for, so I know I can't go beyond these thresholds, I know, because just through experience of when I'm doing it and I look like I'm just, like, pouring in orange juice, it was like, you actually have to know quite a bit before you can just say, "This is gonna bring out the flavor I want, and it's not gonna make it icy." Or, like,
Right,
if it does make it icy, how can I kinda combat the difference because the orange juice doesn't have fat in it, it has a ton of sugar,
right.
so you're losing the creamy element of it. So then you have to kind of bump up your heavy cream. I tried to make it make sense in an
Mhm.
hour, but I also did a seminar the day after, which I think I preferred. Initially, I thought it would have been better to have it the other way around, but I felt like people that came to the demo were asking me questions, and I was like, come tomorrow, I'm going to go more in depth around the solids and the
The
liquids
solids, the
around
science, and the
developing the
business, and the
recipe. Yeah.
it's fun.
So it was. This was like such a nice year. It was such a nice expo. I
I
mean, they
love it.
usually are nice shows, but this year I just felt like there was a ton of space. Like it felt like there was a lot of room. It didn't feel like I mean record numbers, but I liked the layout. Yeah. It was great.
Every year it gets better, right? And that's the
Yeah,
mark of
for
a great
sure.
expo. The last question I'll ask you: best non-pizza bite of food you had on the trip. Non-pizza. I
Ooh.
know. You go to Tao, you go to
Yeah. My goodness gracious.
I
I had
know,
a lot
right
of
on the spot.
steak. I mean, we went to the Golden Steer, love it, and,
Classic. Legend.
what?
I mean, it's a legendary place.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to eat in
Like,
the mob room, so that was super nice. So
yeah.
the board for the team, I sit on the board, and they asked me where I wanted to go to eat because 'cause I'm the only female. I think they're just super kind, and I said the Golden Steer.
Kindness is better than not kindness. So good for you. That's
Yeah, so
great.
I got the lobster and the steak there, and I'm, like, not gonna complain about it. I think the bone marrow was probably, like, one of the best I've ever had.
Good.
Um,
One of the few foods I can't eat. I have passed out twice in my life, and both were eating bone marrow.
I
Fact.
don't understand.
I'm weird about the bone, and did I get squeamish, and I just flop it out. Just couldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah, really. I've tried it
Huh,
twice. Hand to God.
huh.
Yeah, I
I
know,
never
weird.
even considered it, I just ate it, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you can see it, right? I eat everything else. I'll eat a crawfish, bust a crawfish in half, but that's my thing. Well, great. I heard, great expo, and we've recapped it here, but always love to hear
Yeah.
your take on it. So there are some winners at the expo, so we'll just dive right into pizza today. Please check it out if you haven't already. 2026 International Pizza Challenge winners. A lot of competitions, a lot of familiar faces here to the program. And anyone kind of jump out here of winners, surprises, anything you saw that was like, oh wow, that's cool. I'm taking that back. Or just kind of any thoughts about the competition if you were able to absorb any of that.
So what's sad about my position the last couple years on the board is that I do spend majority of my time just raising money.
Right,
So,
right.
I haven't been able to, like, go over and, like, taste the pizzas, watch the competitions, which is, like, probably my very favorite thing to do when I go to
It's so much
expo.
fun. Right.
It's so neat. There are hundreds, 700 competitors. I mean, I don't there are hundreds of competitors and they all come with like the top their best effort of a pizza, their styles, you get to see new things in there. I don't know. I didn't eat any of these pizzas, but
Sure.
I can just say like Mirko, right here at the top. Just a new team member for us and so yeah, he was just added to the World Pizza Champions team. It's cool, because
Yeah.
we pick them, and then they get our jackets on Wednesday, and then Thursday the awards come out, and we're like, "We knew it. We knew this
We knew
person
exactly.
was good." Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Pizzeria
very
number 900 did amazing.
yeah.
Explain us too, and I haven't seen this, Basio Legacy Division. Do you know what this is? Can you clue us in?
Nacho.
Bacio.
So,
Okay.
that's the cheese.
Okay.
Nacho
Okay.
cheese is cheese, it's a
Okay.
brand like
Yeah.
Grande, whatever.
Okay.
And they have, like I think the California Milk does their own competition.
Got it.
Galbani does, anybody can compete with Galbani, and if they're wearing the jacket and win, they get a reward. Bacho has their own division
Oh, neat.
in the international pizza
Nice.
competition.
And,
And
and
welcome.
I like to see there's a dairy free as well, because that's a
Mhm.
hard pie to cook, and just hard
Mm,
stop. Those are hard pies to cook.
yes.
So really cool. And just again, check you out. I hope everyone consume the content. It's everywhere you get your content. And then looking forward to Columbus. I'm sure you'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Pencil it in. Are you gonna compete or just make cool gelatos again?
So it depends. If I do demos, kind of you're not permitted to compete.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, makes
yeah,
sense.
it just depends on what their education schedule looks like, what I get asked to do.
Hmm.
Usually I do demos or seminars,
And
but
which are
maybe one year I can just
which are
get back
incredible,
in
by
it.
the way.
I can compete internationally, so that's fine.
Well, I had casuals there, national. I've the
I can
trophy
go to
shelf is
Naples
too.
and compete there.
It's true though, and you can win.
Yeah.
So, but very fun, very fun. Well, we have 5 wildly different articles. We're going to start with one that I think is near to dear to both our hearts, but probably more a little bit you. So PMQ Pizza, John Arena, how an ordinary pizza guy with Parkinson's is making an extraordinary impact. Pretty topical. Obviously, you do a ton for the John Arena Foundation. I invite everyone to read it. I'm not going to read it for you. It's just a little bit of
Long.
background, but and just anything maybe in just a couple seconds about the John Arena Foundation, what it means to you, because I know it means a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a long article, and
It is. It's
I think
awesome.
they mention a couple of things that I was saying about it, about the foundation. So, in so many words, our goal is to use pizza as culinary therapy or
Mhm.
cooking in general, but we're starting with pizza. Our pizza community is incredible. You go out to Pizza Expo, like it's unlike any other industry,
Oh
truly.
my gosh, truly.
And um the fact that they have an expo around it, like, it's just incredible. And so, for us, it was like the
Mhm.
people are so generous, and we're always giving, which is great, but we never like, we didn't have anything internal, like,
Right.
somebody,
Right.
like, one of our own, John Arena, legendary human, amazing,
Amazing.
and, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's about 11 years ago, and his attitude is just something that is
Phenomenal.
so inspiring. It's inspiring for patients, for pizza makers, just to keep going, keep moving, and you can't cure the disease, but you can prolong. And
You can
he
slow it
just
down.
is
Yeah.
out there saying you can still have a very productive life. And what's so incredible is he was diagnosed 11 years ago, but in that time frame, he's like earned 2 Guinness World Records.
Yeah.
He's opened like 3 pizzas, number 9 truly pizza in the world. Like it's amazing what he does and how it doesn't stop him. And I feel like that's an inspiring message for other people that were diagnosed with Parkinson's. Our goal, if you're watching this, our goal is to find pizza makers that are interested in hosting pizza making classes for Parkinson's patients in their own communities. Our goal is
Yeah.
to get them out of their house, do something fun. Pizza is universal, it's communal, it's
So
delicious, and we just, want to support those individuals. So that's what the article is talking about, kind of how it got started. It was Tony Gimignani's idea. And I thought,
yeah.
let's move.
And to give you a little bit of shout, you do so much, right? Because you are such a liaison for the organization, and you are such a visible presence, and the passion comes through. So please, like I say, and I said, if you can help, if you can host classes, because food is such therapy, and especially I know you've mentioned to me the tactile feeling of forming the dough and making the pizza is so important. It is actual like physical therapy for many
Mhm.
Parkinson's patients. That is very important. And also you're producing, right? You're providing food. So really cool. And just I saw the article and we were going to talk about that. I don't care when it was because it's so important. So
Yeah,
kudos and thank you for sharing and all you do.
I enjoy it. There are certain things that I am like, I'm happy to do, and that's one of them.
Cool. Anything else on that where you want to go to probably the most wildly different article that I have today? Yeah, here we go.
Let's hear it.
Pizzamarketplace.com. Like 2026 is the year of the AI driven restaurant. So we've talked about here a lot about AI. I think what was the one in Columbus, right, where they were doing the AI answering service, right? And we've seen robots, and we've seen all sorts of AI kind of come in. But the prediction here, Pizza Marketplace, is really saying that front of the house automation, AI voice, drive-through, self-serve kiosks are coming to the standard, which I think we'll talk about. The back of the house growth is really where it's going to explode. So AI, we've talked about it, and AI in your world-class pizza shop is probably different than I would call more of a fast casual AI and where it would hit. But how do you see back of the house AI coming into play? Because I don't see it, but also I don't doubt it.
I mean, I see it. I don't know if I see so much like robotics, right? I
Right.
see AI as in, and they kind of have these with the kitchen display systems. They kind of do anticipation and timing and blinking. So I would say the technology's there, but for me, the AI would kind of sync with your point of sale system and your dining room, like your dining room, your carryouts, your online order. So all of it's talking to each other. It knows your timing, it knows your flow. Perhaps it even knows the pace of your staff. It knows if you're short
That'd be
staffed. It
cool.
knows, like, so it can kind of time and order things. It can talk to your host. How many people can you seat? What's heavy in the kitchen? Again, this kind of happens, but there's so much human element in
So much.
decisions, reading it and making the decision. It would be really cool to have something that was like, you can do these 7 things and you need 16 ounces, of
Yeah,
lettuce,
right.
if you need this. So I see it happening. Like, I don't see it yet, but I see the
Right.
future of this being how our kitchens are gonna be run.
Yeah, I see it. So again, my day job is in a completely different industry, and we use AI as predictive ordering for raw materials. And I could kind of see that in the kitchen, right? Hey, we know you've made 300 pizzas. You're going to be low on X, Y, and Z. We're going to reorder that for you, right? Or
Yeah.
we're going to do whatever. And that I can see, right? Because every second counts, especially in the back of the house. And so
Even Yeah, even having the technology to say, "Hey, the last 52 weeks on a Monday, this is what your orders look like, and this is what your prep list should look like." Again, humans do all of this, and we do have that information in a point of sale, but it takes so much button
brain
clicking and looking
power.
through, and it
Yeah.
pulls the report, and then I kinda have to make a decision around it, and it's super helpful.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if something was like, "Here you go."
Right. Right. And it's not that you don't do it, you already do it. But again,
Yeah.
anything that takes your mind off it so you can focus on other
If
things,
it
that's kind of what technology's for, right?
If it saved 2 minutes a day, I would be
That
thrilled,
adds up.
and the accuracy on it, is really what we're looking for, because you don't wanna be over prepping, right,
No,
ever. It's a waste of
can't do
time
that.
because then it helps with your labors.
Under prepping, and now you're on the clock, right? And you're behind, you're in the weeds.
Yes.
I think it's cool. And it's an ongoing article, and we've talked about AI. And I understand front of the house, but back of the house is interesting. But also, no one's going to replace your hands, right? And
No.
I think of all the industries, pizza industry is so proof. I mean, the recipe isn't it. It is the people, right? And the people in the community in every sense are it. So cool
Well,
article. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, even, like, so you just said, like, with the hands, it's funny because Pittsburgh right now is hot. It's never hot here. It's hot, 83 degrees. The humidity is incredible. And so it's funny how when we're working with our pizza, it's like you just feel it and you're like, I think we need to back out the water about a 0.5%,
Right. You
right?
feel it. You feel it.
It's not that I'm changing a recipe, it's like I can just tell that there's just too much moisture,
Yeah.
in the air, kind of the wetness of the dough, and so we just how if I wasn't working with that pizza, how would I know?
You wouldn't, and AI is not going to do it, right? Again, it's the hands and the feel and I had this debate with someone the other day of, why is a local pizza cost so much? I said, because it is one of the last few true artisan foods out there. I
Right.
mean, it just is. And the feel of knowing that I need to add a splash of water and a little bit of the right. And just know that to have it nails every time is you're not getting that just about any food. So, and the care. So,
Sure.
anyways, cool article. AI is fun. It's a tool, but it's never going to replace AI. Never. It also
Never
won't
should.
replace this next article. So, courtesy of CBS to Idaho News. Domino's driver Dan the Man, Dan the Pizza Man's act of kindness goes viral on the internet. I actually saw this. Um, Local Domino's ran out of Diet Coke. Listen, I love Diet Coke. I think we all do. But the one delivery driver's quick detour turned a viral moment because Dan went to the store and he got a 2 liter for the customer, drove across the street, delivered it, and the customer, caught it. TikTok went viral, 100 yards out of his way, but kind of went really far. So why I like this one, Anna, is again, there's a hospitality, there's a service part of this, right? It seems small to him, right? 100 yards, let's go across the street. But to a customer, these little things make the difference. And I guess for you, right, who excels in service, I know this for a fact. These little things really kind of do make the difference, right?
Well, I guess so. In my mind, I'm like, well, of course you would go pick that up. Like,
Right. It seems obvious,
it
right?
seems
That you
like
would go
weird to
pick
me
one.
to be like, I mean, if somebody ordered something I didn't have and I had control to get it, I would make sure that I had it
But
on hand.
that's why you're world class, right? Because some people say we're out, right? Sorry, right? But there's
Yeah.
just there's a care factor.
Right. Yeah. And that's how you know that the right person's working in the service industry. They don't
Exactly.
all come that way. Some people work in
No,
the
they
service
don't.
industry, and I'm like, this isn't a good fit for you.
No.
You're not thinking of one other person but yourself.
Right. What's the thing, right? The two industries of hospitals and hospitality, right? I mean, it's caring for people and their needs. So
Right.
I thought that was cool. And it went like super viral, which is cool. And again, something going viral for fun and not, someone
Right.
needing something weird in Florida was kind of a nice change. I save all those for when Will's back. So, um, very cool.
Those are fun ones.
Those all I've got two just holstered. They are exceptional. A little bit more sad news, but I want to get your take. So fastcompany.com, Pizza Hut will close 250 underperforming locations in 2026 as lists of struggling restaurants grow. So I invite people to read this because there's more than just Pizza Hut. But sure, about 3% of locations, about 250, do that math. Pizza is a lot more than I thought they did. But other brands kind of soar and come and go. The take I wanted to get from you, Anna, is all right. Pizza Hut 3% doesn't seem like a lot, but 250 is, and rising food costs and the kind of where you've got your gas station pizza and you have you. Do you feel? Do you see a world where the once fast casuals, your Pizza Hut, your Domino's, are maybe kind of getting squeezed out, right? Because they're not uber cheap, they're not uber premium, they're in that nebulous middle. And I read this and I read between the lines. I think that could be coming, right? Because Papa John's is certainly taking the shorts. Domino's is doing some innovative things to try to keep relevant. Is this coming? Maybe?
I think there will always be a place for them, but just maybe not so many of them.
Right. Right.
So just like, seeing them close, it's just super disheartening. You don't want any business in
Never.
any
Never.
area to be
Never.
closing. That's not like, that doesn't feel good. Our economy should just be thriving and pizza should be everywhere.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I do get it in the element. So I kind of struggle with this too. Having a menu of pizza is just the cultural perception that it should be inexpensive. So
Correct.
we have
Correct.
that. And the operating expenses of a Pizza Hut, I'm sure, are even more than mine. Like,
Oh my
right,
gosh.
not the cost of goods, but like just the overhead. They're part of a franchise. What they pay is probably standardized. So there are elements where it's like, if you can't, because people aren't going to pay for 30 $45 for a pizza, right? Like there
No,
is a threshold that you
there
can't
is.
go beyond. And if your margins are shrinking, it's like, what's the point?
What's the
You're
point? If
making money, but it's like, this isn't like
you're
enough to sustain.
scrapping to make pennies, right? And
Yes.
I'm sure in some small markets or some right. I mean, you couldn't have a Pizza Hut in a large metro area where you've got all the competition in the range, right? I
Right.
get why this is another round of
I
closures.
mean, the thing is, like, just for us too, right?
Mhm.
The bag of flour has gone up $15 in the course of time, right? From
Yeah,
I want to say when we started, maybe even like just last year. Like it's exceptionally like more expensive. I'm not gonna change my flour. I love my flour, so that's the end of that. But like you think $15, you get $150 balls out of it. So what is that? 10 cents a pizza? No big deal. Well, it's like when you're making 1,000 pizzas a week or more at one location, maybe you're making 2,000 or 3,000. That $15 a
Yeah,
bag now is like hundreds of dollars
hundreds.
a month that you're
And
like
then
now out.
And then Pizza Hut, right? If they're not making on premises, if they're making it regionally, now you've got shipping costs. Now fuel costs are up, and then
Yes.
and just
Yeah.
there is
And so
a
now
right
that 10
snowball,
cents
right?
per pizza all of a sudden is like, we gotta raise our price about 60 cents on that item. But it's not just the flour. Tomatoes right now are
Tomatoes are
crazy.
unbelievable,
Crazy. Good tomatoes. You can't find them. So, it's we're tomatoes and flour.
right? But these
Corn's
were
coming
things that
up.
were once cheap, right? I mean, viewed as cheap products.
Yeah, and
So
so I feel like without you being able to change the menu, so right now people are paying for protein, so adding proteins onto a menu is a way to kind of the perception of the price of the value of what they're
right,
eating can go up. So that's kind of but, I don't think that Pizza Hut really has too much of that, like, luxury of adding in proteins.
not really.
Not really.
They have what they have, right? And they feel like
Exactly.
they're or at a certain point, okay, if this is a $23 pizza, now they're going to a more premium, right? Or hey, I want bare bones, but right there's a I see them getting squeezed a little bit, right? I just see it. And I
Yeah.
put on my NBA hat and I'm like, oh, they were the ultra low, right? They were the bottom, but now you've got your cost clubs and your gas station pizzas. Actually, they're pretty good, right? The
Yeah.
difference isn't that much, right? And if it's I can get 2x more of this. And so I it's something to watch. I know we will, but
Mhm.
certainly and you see it, you kind of feel it. So interesting.
It's funny how it's all changing,
It
always.
is. Last article, PMQ, and this one hits close to home because this iconic pizza brand reclaim its crown under new owners. So, uh, who is that? What pizza is that? Can she name it by the look? I could do it. There's your hint. Although it's kind of my thing.
No, I don't
So this is a Detroit style pizza, and this is Buddies.
yeah, I mean, I didn't know the buddies. Okay.
Buddies. Yep. So they're the kings, they're originators. Detroit style pizza, 80 years old, and they have been purchased
You're so impressive.
again. Well, I mean, I was at Buddies like 3 weeks ago. Like this doesn't count. So a new ownership group. They've changed hands kind of a lot, and the thing that kind of gets me right again since 1946. Um, they've moved and they've got some good investors and Buddies, and I'll say this kind of candidly, got a little bit too big for themselves. They started doing kind of a regional franchise. They weren't doing well. My local one closed and they didn't have the control of it. But also like they're the kings, right? They're the OG kind of Detroit style. So it's read this article. My takeaway was they want to get Buddies back to being the best Detroit style. And why wouldn't they,
Oh.
right? It's a very hot style, even still,
Oh, yeah.
and they're the original, right? They're the Detroit style you kind of get in Michigan. I mean, they've got Jets and others, but I thought it was really interesting because again, new ownership group trying to put some life in. It's what they always say, but are they going to listen? Buddy's was a neighborhood place, just like you started, right? But they grew and they grew and they grew and they lost that neighborhood feel, right? It
Mhm.
kind of I kind of hard to put my finger on it, but we were in one in Detroit a couple weeks ago. I walk in, I'm like, this is it. This is what Buddies wants to be. This is what all of them are, right?
Right.
And it's just funny how those regional chains kind of maybe get a little bit too big and lose the charm of that neighborhood pizza
Mhm.
place, which is what we all really
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. I mean, it is. How many locations do they have?
Oh my gosh, we don't have to wonder. My guess is over 20, but we are going to look live a number of locations. It so may operate. Google says over 20, so I'm spot on. But they've closed a fair amount actually in the past couple. So they now just have 19 because they closed the one by me. Tragic, but it's good pie, right? It's a
I do
good
love some.
pizza. You
I
should.
Detroit is my jam. Like,
Mm,
that is which is so funny because I feel like
it's
that's, like,
so
the
opposite of what you make.
furthest cry from Neapolitan
It
style.
truly is.
You're like, what are polar opposite pizza styles? You're like, Detroit and maybe Tavern, but also Neapolitan.
Well, but Detroit Tavern, I mashed those up. So no, it's Neapolitan and Detroit, just in style and cooking. And well,
Yeah,
if you need a
I
recipe,
love I
yeah,
love the heartiness of it, but I also like when
Frico,
people do it and it's light. Like,
it has to be
it's
light,
like it's deep but light. Yeah,
right?
done
Well,
well.
like I say, you need a recipe. right? I know where you can find one,
Hopefully.
which is inspired by Jimmy Hank, right? Jimmy Henry, who helped me with
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So you know it's good. But yeah, really interesting and just kind of the broader, because I love talking about the regional chains and how they ebb and flow and try to find their niche in the world. You know, Blaze is one, obviously biased Michigan boy, but kind of interesting.
Right. Good luck
Yeah,
to
that
them.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's our show. You're on social media, fair amount. Where can people find you?
My business is at Mercurio's PGH, and I am sometimes found on at Anna.Crucitt on Instagram.
It's true. Which had great content during the expo, by the way. Some
Oh,
good
thank you.
reshares. I am at Jim Cook's Food Good, wherever you get your content. You already follow I Need Pizza Club. You like, rate, and subscribe this podcast, this YouTube. You already do all the things to support us. And until next episode, Anna, thank you for another lovely show. We look forward to talking pizza with you and everyone else here on the next episode of the Pizza Roundtable.
Have a good night.
Too.